Hopefully everyone can hear me. I hope everyone's doing well. See if we can get someone in to chat to us. Change that to live chat. Hey. Right, let's right, we've got OBS. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that's that. Suppose we have to wait for someone to join in with the live video. Right, so that's live. So I think we're good to go. So if one of you could Ace of You says, all right, dude. Hello, mate. Can you hear me okay? I just want to know if the sound's all right and the video and the audio and all of that good stuff. Hopefully you guys can see me all right. Wait for Asa to answer that. So if we are live then on YouTube, then we can crack right into it, I suppose. Just wait for... Just wait. Asa, how you doing? What are you investing in at the moment? I'd love to hear from you. And if you could just give me a heads up that you can hear it. Asa said, yeah, all good. A little lag between. As always is. As always is, my friend. My message, and it kept coming up. So today, I want to talk about the opportunity that has presented itself. An opportunity to triple, quadruple your money, maybe even 10x. Who knows? Now, if you're watching this, obviously after the live stream, you're probably sitting there thinking, what altcoin is he going to invest in now? And I'm not going to give you that because I'm not going to be invested in any altcoins. I might buy a couple of little altcoins here or there, but it's all about Bitcoin. So let's go back a few months. And for you guys that have been with me for a while, will know that my dream was to eventually save up enough money to buy a sort of 5 or 6 bedroom detached house. I've got quite a few kids, more than I'd probably need. I'm also having a drink as well. If any of you want to join me, I've got some peach gin or something. And I wanted to purchase a 5 or 6 bedroom detached home so that everyone would have a better quality of life. Now, I actually invested in Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at the time, it was about $7,000-8,000. And I rode that all the way up and then eventually cashed out. I cashed out what I had, and I must admit, I did actually lose I'd say the majority, if not maybe I don't know, half of the money. And that was because I did a 100x leverage trading on a platform. I won't say which platform, but it 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 went up loads one day. It was Ethereum, and I was sort of almost betting that it would go to $2,000. And at the time, it was about $1,000. So it was a big ask at the time for it to just double the money. Ace of You says, my old screen name is S Extreme 180. I've still got about 30k of crypto, but have left in cold storage. Good idea, Acer. I'm doing my own barn conversion now, so just up a little bit past Colchester. Oh, awesome. I'm surprised we never met up in the end. We should have done. Maybe I'll arrange that one day when I'm back down Colchester way. I have actually moved. So anyway, going back to my story. So I wanted to raise money to purchase a 5 bedroom detached house. That was like my dream achievement, I suppose. Now, Bitcoin obviously went up. We all know, from 7,000 all the way up. And then there was a gap, and then Ethereum hadn't run up at that point. And I'd done a video to you guys saying, I think this is a really good opportunity to buy in Ethereum. And I took that advice and I rode it up. I actually gained about $12,000 to $15,000 in one day from one trade, which is insane. I just sat there, waited for a huge dip, and then bought in, and luckily it obviously went up. Now, Bitcoin only went up a little bit. Sorry, Ethereum. It only went up, I don't know, say $100 or something, but that was enough. That was enough. The amount of money that I had in it, it was enough to give me a big reward, if you like. Now, I've actually bought that house. So I've bought a 6 bedroom detached house. Wife and the kids are really happy with it. I'm really happy with it. We love the area. We love the primary school. We love the secondary school. And they've made loads of new friends. So everyone's a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. The only downside to this is that I had to cash out all my cryptocurrency. When I say all, I mean all of it. Like, I had crypto.com CRO token, which you guys know because obviously I have the debit card and I use that as and when I can. And I cashed out Ethereum and I cashed out Bitcoin. I had a lot of it in Nexo and I had already leveraged it to buy more crypto. So I can't remember what I had, but at the time, I think I had 1.2 Bitcoin and I had about 32 Ethereum off the top of my head. Now, obviously, these went crazy prices. Obviously, I didn't see any of that really, because Ethereum did eventually go on a run to $2,000. But I needed the money before that had happened. Julian says, is it warm in your man cave? No, it is absolutely freezing. And obviously, I haven't helped situations by wearing a vest. But there you go. That's how I roll. So I put in a leverage trade of Ethereum, and I was hoping that Ethereum would run up to $2,000. That was my guess, estimate, or however you want to call it. I just had a good feeling that this was going to happen. Now, a lot of other channels out there were saying Ethereum's dead, this is it, it's going to break down for a couple of years because of the upgrade and because of the software forks and stuff like that. It was going to go down in price. But I still believed that even though it hit an all-time high when I bought in, I thought it was good value for money. That's the best way I can put it. But obviously now I've bought a new house, as you can see. As Julian rightly pointed out, I'm in a new man cave, which is now a garage. So I've got more room, more space, which is awesome. And I cashed out all of my cryptocurrency, all of it. I had zero cryptocurrency to give anyone, which is a really sad moment. When you actually cash out eventually a Bitcoin, you feel like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. And I've done a video about this before. Psychologically, you don't want to cash it out because you always think, oh, what if it goes up? What if it goes up? Well, it did. That's exactly what happened. So I've cashed out a Bitcoin, and I can't remember at what point I cashed out. I know it was around, it would have been about 2 weeks before I moved here. And I moved here on the round about the 10th of March. So sort of here. But when I cashed out, it was, so that's the thing, it's hard, isn't it? Because it was followed by a massive high and then a low. But I'd cashed out within these couple of weeks here, so the average has got to be, oh God, it went up to, what was it, 60 grand in the end, 62 grand. I didn't actually see all of that. That happened just after I done mine. So I'm going to say no, my luck, I probably sold around here, sort of 40,000. Now, obviously, this has left me as of today in a position where I have zero cryptocurrencies, zero. But I'm still doing videos about cryptocurrencies. So obviously that makes, I suppose you could say I'm a hypocrite, but I have to jump into cryptocurrency as and when I can afford to. You know, if I've got £800 worth of bills coming out, I can't just think, oh yeah, I'll put £800 into Bitcoin and that'll sort my bills out in the future. The the gas and electric or whatever it may be, Sky, internet, TV license, all of those things. Looks like you timed it about right. Yeah, I didn't do too bad, to be honest, Julian. I'm quite happy with how it all panned out. But I'm not happy that it's a horrible feeling. I don't know if any of you watching this, if you've had cryptocurrencies and then you have zero. It's like, oh. And I remember a CRO token went all the way up to 25 cent, I'm going to say, but now it's come back down. No, 20. It's at 30 cent now, isn't it? Or am I thinking of something else? I think I'm thinking of Dogecoin. But anyway, it continued to go up, and Bitcoin continued to go up, and Ethereum went up massively. Bearing in mind, I was at $1,000 and I was hoping that it would go to 2,000. It actually reached about 4,000, and it wasn't just a one-off. It was like that for 2-3 weeks. Tyler had this, 80%. My screen just started then, and it just threw me off. Um, so yeah, it left me in this position where I had to cash out my crypto. I didn't like the feeling of it. It left me with zero. Now, since that happened, and I'm sure this has happened to many of you watching this video, you've sold all your crypto, you've got rid of it, and all of a sudden the price goes up, 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 and to me it just felt like, oh, this is going to be the huge run up to 100k, and I've not got one penny involved in Bitcoin. How stupid, over all of these years that I've been doing these YouTube videos, that the time it runs up to 100k, which I've been calling for since the beginning, and I didn't have any cryptocurrency. Like, I was like, so I said to my missus, we sat down and had a chat, and I said, look, I want to buy into Bitcoin again, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until there's a dip. Now, in the past, I've seen dips where it runs up. So this is a really good example here, but let's just pretend we're using just this example here. So from this date here, which is the 26th of January, through to up here where it says the 21st of February. So just over a month and 5 days, we can see that the price just went up and up and up and up and up. So there's me thinking, oh God, it's just going up, it's just going up. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I've got zero money invested in it. Everyone's going to laugh at me. Everyone's going to think I'm an idiot. And I sat back and said to myself, no, do you know what? I'm not going to be allowed, or I'm not going to allow myself to FOMO into not just Bitcoin, but any projects, because that is consistently how I've lost money in the world of cryptocurrency. So I thought, I'm not going to fall for it this time. And I'm glad I didn't. So the price went up, and I believe it went up just recently. If I zoom out of this chart, which is on Prime XBT, by the way, this is the weekly candles, and you can see here the price has gone up and then it's had a huge dip down. Now, I was waiting for this dip, but what good is a 20 to 30% dip when something has just 4 or 5x'd? It might make you feel better if you get loads of money back, but I was watching the price go up and I had zero in it. Now, I done a video a couple of weeks ago and I said, I'm going to wait for a dip. But then, even then, I was questioning myself because I thought, if something goes from $10,000 to $100,000, even if you have a 30 to 50% retracement, you're talking about Bitcoin going back down to 30% off would be 70K in dollars, and 50% would be $50,000. So I knew that these 30% dips happened in the market. It's something that's happened ever since I've been involved in cryptocurrency. It's quite normal, I would say. It was quite unnormal. It was quite unusual that Bitcoin sort of stagnates and has bounced between a certain range. That's quite unusual. So I said to myself, Glenn, be strong, wait for a dip, wait for a dip, wait for a dip, wait for a dip, wait for a dip. I just kept drilling it into my head, wait for a dip, wait for a dip. And about 4 or 5 days ago, maybe a week and a half ago now, Bitcoin dropped. It went from what was it at, guys? $50,000 at that point. And it dropped all the way down. And I actually witnessed it go into the 20,000 region. So it went to 29, I believe. And then it bounced back up to 31. And then it sort of stayed from 31 to 36, 37, I think, recently. Let's have a little look. If we go to the 30-minute chart, let's zoom out a bit of this. Oh, let's have a look. What did we get to? That's 40,000 over there. 40,000. Okay, so just over 40,000 by a couple of hundred. And then I've been thinking, right, I'll wait for a dip. And then the price started to come down again. And now we're at where we're at today. The price is low. It's cheap. So in my opinion, Bitcoin is now cheap. There seems to be a lot of demand for it. So there's a lot of demand and something's cheap. So you have to say that it's going to get bought up. That's my opinion. I might be wrong. But I was thinking, oh, if only I had enough money. So I actually managed to scrape together about $5,000, which is about £3,500. And I thought, right, I'm going to do all activities where you gain something either in Bitcoin or that I could sell for Bitcoin. And I've been chipping away at it. I've been selling stuff. If you guys don't know, I have another YouTube channel where I talk about flipping in of Pokemon cards. So I've been selling online. Now this meant that I could quite quickly accumulated $5,000. So this brings us up to today. So if you've just listened to me rambling on for that long, thank you for still remaining with me. I'm just giving you my little life story, which may be boring or not, I don't know. But we've now seen that Bitcoin has dipped down. It has dipped down quite a bit. And I'm like, yes. Oh my God, what are the chances? What are the chances that I needed to buy in? I needed time to sort my stuff out. I needed a job. And then I can start buying Bitcoin again. And I've done most of those things. I think I just need to sort out the DIY side of it. There's loads of jobs around the house to do. So anyway, I managed to do everything I wanted to do. And now I'm in a position to buy back in. And the price just dropped. So I'm like, sweet. So now looking at it, I recorded a video, if you guys saw me do that, and we actually watched it go to $31,000. And I think at the time it was going up to what, $70,000 just before that. So I'm like, sweet. Bitcoin's on a 50% off sale. And I've managed to raise some money. Happy days. So here we are. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to document every week how my Bitcoin is performing. Because it's my belief that Bitcoin, once we come out of this dip, it's going to go straight up. Now, that isn't me just saying that because now I've bought into Bitcoin. You get a lot of people do that. They buy in and they think, yeah, everything's going to be £1 million, blah, blah, blah. They cash out and they think it's all doom and gloom. I'm not like that. I've been waiting for this dip for. Well, let's have a little look at the charts. If I was, all right, let me go back from that. I have to change the time frame. But if I wanted to um, brag, I could just say, "Oh yeah, I bought in Bitcoin 2 years ago." But I try to be as honest and transparent as I can be on this channel. You guys know that. Um, I was waiting for a dip. Now, what I didn't want to happen is Bitcoin go up to uh, like $150,000 and then it has a 20% retracement, and that means that it goes up to 110. I was like, oh, I hope that doesn't happen. So now it's dipped, and I've been luckily in a position to buy in. I'm gonna document every week, so probably on a Sunday. So if you're watching this and this is your time to sit and watch YouTube videos, thank you for spending your time with me as opposed to anyone else. Don't forget to come out of the live chat and just smash that like button for me, and then you're more than welcome to jump back in again. And also, if you're new to the channel, click subscribe. So this is my plan. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. So please keep up with me on this one. It's my belief that Bitcoin between now and Christmas, before Chinese New Year and all of that sort of jazz, between now and Christmas, I think Bitcoin is going to head towards $100,000. Now, I've always said in the past that I think Bitcoin will eventually retrace back down to 100K, but I think it's going to go past it. Now, what that means is that we are here. I'm going to show you this on the screen, and we are going to witness something going like this. Now, if whoever's in control of this money, if they know what's going to happen, like I know what's going to happen, there's going to be a 3 to 4 year quiet period in Bitcoin cycle where it's just going to continuously drop in price. This is the time where you want to be making your move. So do you want to accumulate US dollars, or do you want to accumulate more Bitcoin? If you want to accumulate more Bitcoin, you have to be buying a coin that's cheap and then cash it out for more against Bitcoin. Or if you're looking for cash, which is a lot simpler, you need to sell your Bitcoin at a time where it's good. So I wouldn't want to sell my Bitcoin right now. Why would you sell your Bitcoin when it's just dropped a third of what it can achieve quite easily? So that's not that I'm giving any of you financial advice. You may be in a position in life where you need to sell your Bitcoin to pay for your rent, your car, your lifestyle. So you may need that to happen. But if you can put some money aside that you don't care what happens to it for 3 to 5 years, well, you're in the driving seat, because if at any time the thing that you're holding goes up in price, you can just sell it in that time frame. Whereas, obviously, when things are going crazy, when they're going up, 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 no one wants to sell because they think, oh, it's just going to keep going up. But nothing goes up forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan to cash my Bitcoin out. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. This is my little chart. So I want to be cashing out. We're here at the moment. We're at the bottom. I want to be cashing out up here, yeah? I don't even care about hitting the top. So if I believe that Bitcoin's going to go to $100,000 before Christmas, let's just say it only goes to 70,000 in November. Well, I'd probably cash it out then, because I'd know, right, okay, I've only got a couple months left of this year, and this is the price. This is how much it's selling for. Now, at that point, I won't know what exactly to do with the money, because do I just hold it and buy more Bitcoin when it eventually does drop? Or do I clear off, say, all of my debts and credit cards? Don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think in the comment section? If Bitcoin tripled today, what would you do? Would you cash it out, pay your debts off, or would you just leave it and hope that it keeps going up? Bearing in mind, We've already seen it drop 30-40%, so could still drop even more. So really, that's a bit gutting. But what would you do, guys? Would you, if Bitcoin tripled in price, so if it 3x'd from wherever it is now, would you use that money to pay off your credit card and debts? I'd love to know that, because I know a lot of people that watch this channel don't have huge amounts of disposable income, I'm going to say. So I wonder what their opinion is. Um, so I also want to, believe it or not, I want to teach my kids about holding Bitcoin. So I want to start putting some Bitcoin in a little pot for them, and then they can watch that grow. Um, and maybe I'll put in a combination of coins, because I don't know. Like I said the other day, the cryptocurrency that becomes people's form of currency um, will be decided by them. It won't be decided by us, I don't think. I think it'll be decided. And if Dogecoin is popular at the time, maybe it'll be that. Or maybe it'll be Ethereum. Or maybe Bitcoin will have it. Who knows? No one really knows. Bloom said, buy Hex and stake it long. It's a no-brainer. Raw Top Shots, Raw Top Shot said, why wouldn't you cash out in incremental on the way up? Because Raw, so this is what happened to me. I put money into crypto with a finite amount of time. Now, if someone was like, right, I'm going to put this money aside, I'm going to buy Bitcoin and Litecoin or whatever it may be, and I'm just going to leave it for 5 years. Now, when something goes wrong, if you can cover it, so a washing machine breaks or your car breaks down or your kids need money for something, if you can cover that with your usual, income and outcome, then happy days, do that. And then just keep the money in the Bitcoin. But what happened was, like I said, I needed to buy this house that I'm sitting in now. It's a 6 bedroom, actually, detached house, quite a big house. Newish build, so I haven't had to really do anything to it DIY wise. A few things I need to change. But selling Bitcoin all in one go allowed me to do that. So I just, at the time, I was like, I need to sell it. I need to get all my money back out. I had about 30 grand put into it. So, I couldn't wait around. I couldn't cash out 1,000 here, 1,000 there. So anyway, I've used it for good. I haven't just cashed it out and spent it on, a holiday or I don't know, taking the kids clothes shopping. I've actually put it towards something which hopefully I'm going to be able to pass down to the kids when they're older, which is a family home, which I never thought I'd say I'd own. So that was my position. I literally cashed out my Bitcoin the day the solicitor said, we need the money in our account by tomorrow or you're not going to move. So I left it right to the last minute and I cashed everything out. Have a drink, guys. Cheers. Ching. So now I've had to wait. Yeah, I've been sitting here. Like I said, have you moved up north? Yes, I have, Asa. I've actually moved to a place called Retford, or on the outskirts of Retford. Really lovely. We absolutely love it here. We adore where we've moved to. Asa says hodl for another 5 years. Yep, I completely agree with you. Julian said cash out, but stay below the CGT threshold. Capital gains tax, I believe he's talking about. Yeah, Julian, I've already used my capital gains for this year. Actually, no, not this financial year, because we're in a new one now. But I've used it for my previous year. So I would have to pay capital gains on it, I believe. Ace said, have you moved up north? And Bloombum said, if you need liquid, then you need liquid. Yeah, that's right. I needed it at the time. And could I have borrowed it off someone or could I put it on a credit card? Yeah, maybe. But I needed it that day. And the quickest thing is your bank. You can transfer money from one bank to another. It takes seconds now. Before it used to take 5 to 10 days. So, but I knew that when I made the trade. I literally made the trade knowing, I'm going to need this money back within the next month or two. So I only had a month or two to play about with. So it could have gone either way. The token could have gone down. And after last night, it's probably gone up. But I cashed out, and I'm not regretting any of my decisions. I'm not sitting there, oh, boo hoo, poor me. I cashed out Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. And I got liquidated. I'm not doing that. My point is that now that I'm settled, so we've moved into the property, I've paid back a lot of the debt that I owed, and I've got a good feeling that within the next week or two, I'm going to be able to make more larger purchases of cryptocurrency. So what I've done is I've actually purchased $5,000 of Bitcoin this week. So to me, that is ding. Now, this is what I'm hoping happens, yeah? And I wish I could show you what I'm writing down, but I'll show you after. I've put in $5,000 today. If Toy Story characters, or I don't know if they have a collectible card game or whatever, but whatever it is I spend, I can imagine that going up a bit. Let's say it goes up 25%. Well, 25% of 5,000 is already 1,000 US dollars, but we're not here for 25% because we're in the world of crypto. So what we're planning on doing is buying a house together, renovating it, and just flipping it. So like just reselling it straight away, just so we can release that money straight away, pay off some bits. Anyway, this brings me back to Bitcoin. You got me sidetracked there, guys. Bloombum said, you have heard the Pulse chain. Richard Hart is forking ETH. All ERC20 will be duplicated. So what? All the coins are going to double overnight. Is that right, Bloombum? He also said, biggest airdrop in crypto history. That's interesting because airdrops do normally work. If enough people have the token and they're buying, selling, trading, then it fulfills its own prophecy, doesn't it? So that's quite interesting to me. Anyway, got me off a side tangent. You're talking about Pulse Chain. I'm not talking about Pulse Chain today. I was telling you a story about house going up in value. Anyway, because the governments have printed so much money and interest rates are so low, house prices are going up, and they're going up in like an alarming rate. So a lot of towns and cities are starting to see 15% increases of the price of houses. And that's because the people that have saved money, they want to put their money into something they feel goes up over in time. And in the UK, property has always done that. So I can see why they want to do that. So that means there's more house purchases at the minute than ever. It's taken ages to get things like a kitchen, carpet fitter. They quoted us a month and a half. Wood, plasterboard, cement is sold out. So the actual powder of cement, the thing that you add water to, that's all gone. You can't get it anywhere. There's loads of builders just going around different builder merchants just seeing if they can get cement. So anyway, bringing it back to Bitcoin, I can see Bitcoin, even without all of this inflationary news and negativity, I can see Bitcoin going to 50, $60,000 anyway by itself. I don't know about you guys watching this. I'm sure many of you are optimists, but I can see Bitcoin going to 50, 60, 70,000 quite quickly, actually, once things start running. So once we start seeing a bullish signal, that's going to signify to everyone who's sitting on the fence at the minute to jump in as well and put a long in. Because if Bitcoin does go on a run, I don't think it's going to be like, oh, look, it's gone up 20%. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be one of those straight to the moon, angles where they're going to be playing gigs at schools and it's the end of year, end of term. All their friends are talking about cryptocurrency. It's quite popular at the minute. We've seen Dogecoin and obviously Elon Musk on Twitter talking about cryptocurrency. So it's quite a in topic at the minute, I think, anyway. I remember when I got involved in this space. Bloombum says, I reckon you should try Glen Homes again. It was a great idea. Do you know what? I bought my second property to renovate. And I was in there and I literally looked and thought, if everyone had invested in my Eve Homes project, this would be half theirs now. That house I bought for $85,000, £85,000. Sorry, I'm not in America. 85,000 pounds, and it's already been valued at 150. So people holding the coin would have doubled their overall wealth straight away. But what can you do? What can you do? There you go. Everyone's like, whoa, what are you going to do about this project? And what if you don't get a good one? Well, this one worked out really good. So anyway, that's Eve Homes. Again, sidetracking. Now, what I would like to see happen is Bitcoin is going to go on a tremendous run, like one we've probably never seen before. It's going to go up so fast that everyone's going to start saying, oh, I don't know when it's going to end. At this rate, it could go to $1 million USD and all of that sort of stuff. But what I see happening, so if I just draw out the stock to flow model that we saw, I'm just doing this graph. I'm not doing very well. Now I'm going to draw circles of where we are now, yeah? So, well, let's do it more professionally. Let's go to the stock to flow model. Let's see if he's got it on here. That's the opposite. I swear there's a chart here here we go. So you guys know that I've been really looking into this and I've been doing a lot of research into this, especially over the last year and a half. And this tracks the price of Bitcoin and whether it's what they believe as being oversold or underbought, whatever you want to call it. So you've got number of blocks per month. So this is how many blocks there were within that month. And then you have obviously the price action. Now, obviously, we're a couple of months on from this chart. So I would say these dots, you're going to have one probably here, then one here, and then one here. Now, what's supposed to happen is that obviously we run up to 100k. Yeah, so we run up to this little ledge here. Now, if we look at what's happened in the past, so you've got one here, and then obviously the one we experienced in 2017, I believe it was. And I'm not saying the exact same thing's going to happen at the exact same pace, but if Bitcoin does repeat itself, if you imagine this line here is where the next big milestone was. So we have here 4,800, then we have 5,000, and then 5,600. Let's say this ledge here is $100,000 because I think that's what it should be. I don't know why they've put 5,000 there. Oh, look, it says over here, look. So you can see that the Friends cast are struggling at the minute, and they want to buy some cheap Bitcoin. So at the minute, I feel the price is low, and what we're going to see is we're going to see a run up, and we're not just going to hit this ledge like these ones here. We are going to shoot way past it, because once it starts to go fast and it starts to go up, everyone will say, oh look, it's going to go to 1 million, it's going to go to 10 million, it's going to go to 1 trillion. I better buy some now. And that drives up, obviously, is everything that's happening. So I think that we're going to see this again. Let me just zoom in on this bit. That's literally the best I can do. Say that was 100k right here where this yellow mark is. It went up and up and up and up from there, and it went all the way to like $12 or something. But then after that, it had a huge retracement all the way back down to $7 or $8. Then going forward into, I believe this is 2014, we see a huge run up yet again. And then again, we saw it drop off. And then it goes in line with where the line is, which is really interesting because I think this is going to happen again. It's happened 2 or 3 times before. So what are the chances that it's never going to happen again? So I think we're going to see Ethereum and other assets dot along here, and then it's going to go straight up, and then it's down and sort of even itself out on the $100,000 mark. So let's just say that Bitcoin goes past 100k. It goes to 150, 180, 200k. I can imagine it going up to 250 potentially. Well, that puts me at a 10x from right now. So whatever it is you can afford, if you're willing to wait that long, you could 10x your money. And then you could say, well, yeah, I did ride a wave where I 10x my money on Bitcoin. Now, not many people get to say that, because if you try and do a similar thing around here, like where I live, where was I going with that? It's hard to do. It's hard to 10x your money on anything. I've been selling Pokemon cards. My wife sells online as well. She sells like clothes and jewelry. And she makes only like a couple quid here or there. I actually flip Pokemon cards for a living. I've got loads sitting beside me here actually. I bought these all off one person. Now, these cards might be worth 99p each, maybe £1.50. But there's about 400 in there. So if, let's just say, for easy maths, let's say I get $1 for each one. That's, potentially $4,000 sitting there in that tub, potentially. And I bought it for 50 quid. So that isn't 10x in your money. That's more like 20x in your money. So, but you have to, with doing it that way, one, you have to wait for the right deal to come up. But secondly, you have to have money just sitting there waiting for something to happen. Or you can put it in something that's not guaranteed, but it's a pretty sure thing that you can earn interest on your cryptocurrency now, a lot better rates than what all the banks are offering. So that's a no-brainer. And if we do go past the 100k mark, obviously even just 100k, we're already, from where we're at today, we're already tripling our money. So my $5,000 becomes $15,000 pretty quick. Now that's going to be the hardest part for me. Do I cash out or do I keep it? It's going to drop off and it's going to even itself out at 100k. What do I do? Would I sell then, or would I keep it and hold out for maybe the next cycle? I don't know. That is a real tough one, and I think about that a lot. But what I am going to do is I'm going to set a plan out. I'm going to buy $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. I'm then going to hold it, and I'm going to wait until the day where Bitcoin hits 180,000, 200,000, where it starts getting into silly numbers, and you have to do an animation for it rather, because there's so much heavy intensive imagery. I would love to cash out regardless of whether it was the top or not. People might say, oh, you cashed your Bitcoin out at 200k, but it went up to 300k a week later. But I'm going to play a more sensible game rather than the gambler's game. And that's what obviously the gambler in me wants to do. Let's just buy Bitcoin and hold. But what I'm going to do is, the second that I can cash out of my Bitcoin, and make, you know, 3 to 4x, that's $20,000 to me. I can't snuff that. I can't just mug it off. That's a huge difference to my life and quality and stuff like that. And money comes and goes, so there'll be another opportunity for me to buy. Uh, Lord Crypto says, "Didn't you have a full Bitcoin?" Yes, I did, and I literally spent probably the first, um, I would say, half hour, 40 minutes describing everything that's happened in my life leading up to this point. Um, so, just like you guys watching this out there, I want to say thank you to everyone who's watching. It says we've got 14 viewers, so hopefully we can get over 10 likes for now. I would really appreciate that. If you're watching it on your phone and you're in the live chat, you have to back out of the live chat, tick the like button, and then you can come back into it again if you don't mind. I know that's a bit of a risky strategy, but I would really appreciate that. So, just like you guys watching this, I actually thought Ethereum was going to go to $2,000 when it was 1,000, and I actually did I think at the time I did a 25x leverage trade. So, I had about, with this manager that I used to know, I had, how much did we put in? I'm gonna say maybe another $5,000 worth. I'm trying to convert it to pounds to dollars, and nothing came of it. Absolutely nothing came of it. Um, and we cashed out and went our separate ways. Fine, I'm not worried about it at all. Obviously, I believe in the long term strategy play of Bitcoin. But I've seen this go up and down so many times. And when I saw this 30% retracement, I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been waiting for. Not only am I starting to get into a good position in life and pay everyone back what I owe them, I'm now got disposable income that I can put into Bitcoin. And in theory, I can just forget about this money now. I could just be like, right, I don't care if I lose it. Obviously, I would. I'd be upset if I just lost it. But I don't care if it goes to zero. I don't care. It was. I've. Sorry, I just had to wait for a train to go past. You guys might not be able to hear it because I've downloaded a program where it deletes background noise, but literally a train just went past. Um, Lord Crypto said, "My bad. Only just seen this on my wall because you started it with crypto. Now I'm obsessed." Lord Crypto is obsessed. Yeah, so I did. I had 1.2 Bitcoin. Just to give a quick recap, I had 1.2 Bitcoin. I bought at a really low level. I actually bought about $70,000, and that was 70. I said that wrong. 7,000. And I actually cashed out when it was about 40,000. So I did pretty good on that trade actually. But that's it. I haven't done any trading. I just either go all in or I cash out. I don't sit there and dollar cost averaging, and I don't. I'm trying to not use any leverage trading. I just want to buy Bitcoin and I just want to hold it, and that's it. It's really simple. It's really boring. Like, it's talking about it on a video is really dull. People always say to me, "Oh, how do you make loads of money in Bitcoin?" I'm like, "Do you want me to tell you?" And they say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Go on." I say to them, well, hopefully you guys can hear me. I think my internet just dipped out a bit. Um, I say to people, uh, it's quite easy to make money. All you need to do is buy Bitcoin and just hold it. That's it. And it's going to be a huge life changing sum of money as well. But some people just won't accept that. They're like, no, no. And my mother in law's a perfect example. I was trying to explain Bitcoin to her and what it's done in the past and what I believe is going to happen going forward. And when I talk about these things that passionately, normally I'm pretty clued on, and I'm normally right. Not that I can predict the price of Bitcoin. I don't know where Bitcoin's going to go from here, but I can almost guarantee that it's going to go on an upward trend from where we're at today. Today is the best opportunity you have to buy Bitcoin, potentially for the rest of the year, maybe for years and years to come. So I had to take advantage of the situation. Now, I actually ended up buying 4.5 grand's worth of Bitcoin, and I kept 500 back, just like who was it? Was it Lord Crypto said about dollar cost averaging? I thought I'll buy back in if the price drops back down for that last 500, and that way I've sort of almost dollar cost averaged a little bit, not a huge amount. But yeah, what I want to see is obviously you guys following me on this journey. I want to do a live video like this once a week, actually showing people, look, this is the trade I made. This is when I cashed out. This is when I bought in. And I've got a pretty good feeling. I feel very confident about this, that I can turn $5,000 into $15,000 probably within the next 3 to 5 months. Some of you out there will be like, what? Well, if you can do that, I want to do it. But it's going to involve me paying something out, because I believe that Bitcoin is now on a trajectory to, like this, like the chart from 2007. It's just going to shoot up. It's just going to, oh, gone the wrong way, go straight up. And now, if you're watching this video, you're in a position to buy at least some of the Bitcoin, and ride that whole wave. Now, some of you may be watching this thinking, no, Bitcoin's going to crash. It's all going to be about XRP and Ripple and stuff like that. But I think Bitcoin is a good bet. I think it's a safe bet. If you look at the history of it, it's continuously always gone up in value over a long period of time. Whereas if you are Siobhan, should say, well, I lost 30% in one day. But I'm going to be buying Bitcoin at these levels. I hope you guys are too. I hope you're going to join in with me with that. I'll do some videos throughout the week, just maybe documenting obviously the price. So as it stands right now, the price has actually pumped a bit. Actually, it's gone up to 36,239. We've just seen that the president of America has just, I think he's created a budget plan for something like 9 trillion or 6 trillion. So that is a I think I was watching this video and it said it's 30% of all the US dollars that have ever been in circulation all this year. 30% more. Obviously they can't keep that up. But what I do hope, or what I think is going to happen, and I hope that I'm getting you guys bullish, is that we're going to see Bitcoin go from where it's at the minute, which is $36,000. My aim is for it to get to $100,000. That means my money would have tripled, and I can cash that out, and I can pay off some of the credit cards and that I have. But what I would really love to happen is, I would love for Bitcoin to head towards 200,000 and then have a huge retracement back down to 100k. And the reason for that is I want to cash out at the top. So if Bitcoin goes up to 160, 170, 200k, I will just, no questions asked, just pick up obviously whatever mess the dog makes. Dog makes. Oh, I'm thinking about I need the dog to go out. Sorry guys, I'm really tired today, and it's getting pretty late in the video actually. So that's my plan anyway. I'm hoping that Bitcoin goes to, I would say, 200 to 250k in the next few months. So this is going to be huge. So if you've got 5k in it, like I have, and you let that ride, from where we're at now, it's like a 20x. So you do 5k times 20x, times 20, and that's the sort of return that I'm looking at making between now and Christmas. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to do any 25 to 100x leverage. I think the most, if I feel super confident of what's going on to the market, if Bitcoin's just pumping like 10% every day and stuff like that, I'm going to. Oh, I lost my screen. I'm going to be laughing because obviously I've put money in. I'm going to wait. As soon as it gets into the realm of 200,000, I'm going to sell out. I'm going to sell everything, and then that's me done for this cycle. I will not buy back in until I'm going to say the end of quarter 1 tomorrow. If not, then it'll be summertime. So I think if we're all out of lockdown and everyone's at the gyms, I think loads of people are going to talk about Bitcoin. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, my friend was talking about that. I better buy some. So I think that's when you're going to see the real fun with Bitcoin going up to in the realms of like $250,000. It sounds crazy. I know. It sounds really stupid, but that's what I think is going to happen. I hope you guys have followed along. I hope that you guys have the same sort of interests or plans as me. But based on this model and what's happened in the past, the stock to flow model, let's have a little look. I'm just going to. So this is where he thinks it's going to end up over here at some point, and we're going to be talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. If the past is anything to go by, if this goes up, which it looks like it's copied all the other patterns, when this goes up, this is going to go up to like here, and you wouldn't have done any. I'm talking as if I'm talking one on one to someone that I was chatting with the other day. But I think that Bitcoin is going to head up here, and then there's going to be a huge retracement. So as long as I can recognize that, if I can recognize, right, okay, we're at this peak here, that always happens with cryptocurrencies. If you can cash out in one of these red dots here, and then it drops, you're in the laughing seat. You've made your money. You can sit back, and you can either keep the money yourself or buy more Bitcoin. Entirely up to you. And then we're going to see, obviously, the Bitcoin winter where, you know, cold is coming, winter is coming. We're going to see probably 3 to 4 years of stagnation. That's my opinion. If we go by what's happened in the past, you can see these lines here just stagnated really for quite a long time. So if the same happens there, that's when I'll be looking to buy back in Bitcoin again. I won't buy any Bitcoin before that time. David Howard, hello mate, thanks for joining. He put a pancake swap is a good for auto compounding cake at 100. I don't believe in any of those meme coins, David, so I just assume I'm going to put them all under the same brush that they're a scam. Sorry to burst your bubble. Julian says, I've got more Elgrand than Bitcoin. Interesting. Do you really like Elgrand? What is it you like about them? Is it the development team, or is it something they've promised they're going to do? I'd love to hear your thoughts. David says, I think you're right. I'm buying Bitcoin while it's down, as I don't think it will go much lower. Well, obviously, you guys know I don't particularly do technical analysis, but you have to say that it's not far off, where it bottomed out the other day, and there was a bit of resistance there, and then we had that twice. So we had resistance at $34,000, and we had resistance at what was it, 32ish, 33, and it seemed to hold its own then. So yeah, the chances are it's going to do the same this end. If you got back, ah. I shouldn't be talking about people's personal stuff. That's probably just because I'm really, really tired. Yeah, so anyway, moving on. Sorry, guys. I'm going to probably have to end this live stream pretty soon. Lord Crypto says, I just use stable coins, 10% back with Jade Green, 10% back all the money, then gets split between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now that's interesting because you're sort of dollar cost averaging and you're also buying Bitcoin with essentially something that you got for free because you wouldn't have got that with any of your current bank providers. So that's a pretty good shout. Well done to that. Raw Top Shot says 19k is possible at 80% retrace. Uh, do you mean that you think it's going to go way past 19k and then it's going to drop down to 19k? I'd love to hear your shorts thoughts, Raw. But yeah, that's my position. I'm going to ride the wave up, is what everyone says. I'm going to ride this blue wave up. Um, and then I'm going to cash out. So at this point, if I've got $5,000 and I keep it in there and don't move it, let's say that Bitcoin 3 to 4x's, that means that you're essentially looking for 20 characters called Cray, I believe, 20 Death Note. He's like a really good machine gun expert. And there's loads of other characters obviously in there, but they're the more popular chase cards that I've heard about, the new series. But once you get to this point here, where I've put my notes to say make sure you give them a birthday present, it's going to drop. So we're gonna see this occurring. So I hope this makes sense to you out there. We're going to see a huge run up. Oh, a huge run up, and then we're going to obviously mum's going to get aggravated and we're going to see a decline here, and I think it's just purely out of jealousy, but then she should just get up and do something with her life. Someone I know, they've met a couple through line dancing. um Again, I shouldn't be talking about personal things. I've got so many thoughts going through my head, so many people talk to me every day. It almost puts me off like what I'm doing, and now I'm just regurgitating everything that I've been told. But I think this is a really interesting point to buy in. Even if I hadn't bought in the other day, I think I would still buy in right now. And I think I actually bought mine when I bought back in at $35,000. Was it? Maybe 36. So the same age as when you got this, Bob. Raw says, "Are we going to get a Glen NFT?" I'll let you guys create a Glen NFT. That would be interesting. All the clips of me being stupid online and falling asleep and being tired. That would be quite entertaining to watch. Lord Crypto says, indeed. And if you use the curve card, your 3% cashback comes to 4%. Happy days. Julian says, I'm going to buy low and sell high. Ha ha ha. Which is fair enough. Well, it's good to see some familiar faces and it's good to see some new ones. So I really, really do appreciate that. I know I've had a huge gap from cryptocurrency, but I am still just as interested as I always was. Nothing's gone away for me. I always seem to do videos when the price of Bitcoin drops. When the price goes up, I'm never about. So that's very unusual. But what do you guys think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are we about to witness a huge, huge upset or victory, if you like, from Anthony's behalf? Or are we going to see my mum having a go and then starting a fight? And again, that's all over money. And I told her that because she came into about 15 grand. I said to her, why don't you give it to me and just invest it in Bitcoin? And she wouldn't listen to me. She was like, no, what if it goes down? I was like, yeah, but you could say that about anything. So yeah, she's not as tech savvy, I'm afraid, but I know mum would love all this, sitting at home learning. Prime XBT and what was the other one? Prism something NRD. But yeah, I think personally, I know some of you will look at this graph and think, well, actually, there's the low point. I want to buy there. I don't want to be buying when it's really high. But what's going to happen now is that's going to keep going up, and then eventually we'll be around here, and we'll start testing new levels. This is all my predictions. I'm not a financial advisor. Please don't make any financial decisions based on what I'm saying. I'm just a guy that watches Bitcoin all day, every day, even if it's just in the background. I watch so much Bitcoin content on YouTube. It's unreal. They've started to repeat themselves already. But he takes in everything everyone says. Now, if they see that through until they're in their teens, I'm going to teach them about Bitcoin, about Litecoin, about Ethereum, investing, so that I've got like this little family of Bitcoin accumulators, including myself, and we can all compare. Like, oh look, I found this, I found that. I got hold of some Bitcoin. I'd love to do something like that. Maybe I'll do a video of it one day. Actually, that'd be pretty cool. Raw says, are we going to get a Glen NFT? Lord Crypto says, hey guys, I'm off to bed. We'll speak soon. And then Julian says, do you have any library credits? Good question, Julian. I'm going to have to check my laptop because when I moved, I think I might have accidentally pushed the delete button. So I don't think I've got any of them left. But I know there's a few videos on there that I looked through the other day, and I was even debating whether to delete them myself because they were pretty bad. But that's it from me, guys, really. I've been talking long enough. Thank you for joining in. More of you joined in than I thought would. So I really, really do appreciate that. Let's have a little look. We've got 3 people watching now, but we've had 86 people come in and out. We've only got 11 likes, which is a bit of a shame. So hopefully if you're watching this, go and smash that like button for me. But that's really it. I can't do any more than actually showing you what's going on, when it's going on, and what I'm going to do about it. And I hope that many of you are going to jump in with me. What I don't want to see happen is people pass this opportunity. They will just either forget about Formula One, or you get the die-hard fans that are like, oh, you bought loads of boxes. Oh, do you want to do a trade and stuff like that? I don't want to see people from my community really sort of struggling in the next 6 months, because this is the time. If you had an opportunity to make some money, today's that day. And I'm not saying that just because I'm bigging myself up. I honestly think, with my hand on my heart, that this is going to be a huge, huge run up. And I want all of you on that journey with me. So please, please go and buy some Bitcoin and just hold it. And that's it. It's really boring. And I know you want me to do videos explaining how you can get 130% APY and all of that. And that's really interesting. But I'm not into that at the minute. I just want to buy Bitcoin and I want to hold it. Once we're in a state of a bull trend and we're going, past 50s and 60s and 70s, 75, that is when I'll probably do a leverage trade. But I've learned from my mistakes in the past. I will never, start to risk the portfolio of Bitcoin that I had. So what I mean by that is that I wouldn't mind putting in a long trade on Bitcoin, especially once it's clarified that we are in a bull market. Once something is signified that everyone's interested in it again, I'll put a stop loss on it, and I'm going to do a lot smaller. What do they call it? Accumulator or whatever. Because they actually advertise 1 to 100, and obviously a lot of people must just go for the 100, but then that means they take everyone's money, so they're laughing. Whereas in in a lot of other sports, there's like no contact sport. That it is contact, but you don't purposely go around kicking each other in the shins like you do in football. And I can really see Bitcoin just exploding. So I've gave you this warning when it happens, and I'm going to come back to a lot of you on here, so no pressure. And I'm going to say, did you buy any more Bitcoin after I've done that video? And if you say, no, I didn't, that's your fault. That's your fault. Because I think it's pretty clear, if you believe in this stock to flow ratio model, that we're going to go to 100k at some point. And I'm hoping that sooner rather than later. But as soon as I can afford to pay off everyone that I owe, credit cards and stuff, I'm cashing that amount out. I may leave some in there and just let it ride. And then once it starts to dip, I'll just cash out. I want to be selling closer to the top. Now, I'm not going to get it 100% right. I'm not going to cash out right at the top. No one ever does. Sometimes those top candles are only there for like 10 seconds and then they get bought up. But you guys are more than welcome. Once Bitcoin hits 100k, maybe we'll do like a live stream party where if some of you are interested, we could have like a Zoom call. So we could have 3 or 4 people on the screen at the same time. So it's not just me. I actually prefer bouncing off people. So me just sitting here talking all on my own, I'm not a huge fan of. You can see that I'm already drifting off. And that's because my brain's thinking of the next conversation while I'm doing the current one. And that's where I keep tripping myself up. So that's why I prefer doing pre-recorded videos, because I can edit out all the nonsense I talk. But anyway, that's it from me, guys. I thank you for everyone that's followed me through thick and thin. For everyone that's been watching my videos for the last few months, when I haven't really created that much content, I really do appreciate it. So thank you to everyone for that. There is a link in the description down below of this video, and it's actually a referral link to Prime XBT. So if you like the Prime XBT platform, if you're not already signed up, or you do want to make leverage trades on these, you can do a 1 to 100 times leverage trade. Obviously, it's only designed for experts. I would not recommend anything over 5x. So forget all the 25s and the 100x, because you'll just lose your money very quickly. Andrew said, I'm still waiting on my miners. Jesus Christ. David said, HNT is a great crypto to get into, but it's gone up 55% this week. Yeah, I'm all about just Bitcoin at this point in time, because I feel like it's almost a given that it's going to hit probably over 100k. So if I can 3x my money, I mean, I'm happy with that. But I know that we're going to probably see 10x, 12x from where we are here. I can imagine Bitcoin going up to $250,000. So that's huge. £250,000 or dollars. Who would have thought it? When we started this cryptocurrency journey 4 or 5 years ago, who would have thought, well, Bitcoin's going to be worth $250,000 one day. And I think we're going to see that before this Christmas. So I don't know. If you agree with me, smash that like button. If you disagree, comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's it from me, guys. I'm going to wrap it up there. Like I say, in the next video, I'll be doing another live stream next Sunday. I'm going to try and do a live stream every Sunday. Sometimes it might be a bit earlier. I actually prefer doing videos a bit earlier. So if I could go live around sort of 6, 7 p.m, depending on what I'm doing with the family. If any of you want to jump in and do like a Zoom call where we can talk to each other, please get in touch. I'd love to actually talk to some of you guys sort of face to face almost, rather than just reading out your text and then there being a 5-minute lag delay. So get in touch with me if you would be interested in doing a live chat with me. But that's it from me. I'll see you on the next video. I just want to show you quickly and I don't know how I can do it without giving personal information away. Let me just, because some of you may not believe that I've always tried to remain transparent and show you guys, what I've done, when I've done it, how I've done it. So there's never any sort of like, oh, he's just chatting rubbish, sort of thing. Sort of talk the talk. But obviously, I like to show you guys that I walk the walk. So, what are we doing? It's asking me for 2FA. It's asking me for two-factor. Right, okay, so let me just do this on my phone, actually. I'm going to show you guys my Coinbase, if I can. Right, there we go. So you can see that I have, let me just get my OBS so I could see. Hopefully that focuses in. Oh, the glares on it. So I don't know if you guys can see the numbers on there. You should be able to tell that it says I've got £2,798. Obviously, I like that documented so I know exactly what I started with. Obviously, I price things in dollars because a lot of you that watch are from America, and obviously all the prices on CoinGecko and all of them are in dollars. So I've got over 10% of a Bitcoin again. Now I'm going to add to that almost on a weekly or fortnightly basis. I'm going to keep adding more Bitcoin to that. So eventually, hopefully, I can have 20% of a Bitcoin. And I think that's realistically what I'm going to be able to achieve during this next bull run. And then obviously, I'm not going to buy any more after that because I believe we are going to run into a bear market and the prices are just going to keep tumbling. So that's my thoughts. I may be wrong. I may be right. If I'm right, I look like a guru. And hopefully that deserves your likes and subscribes anyway. But that's it from me, guys. I just wanted to show you that before I went. And thank you for all the lovely comments. Thank you for everyone that smashed that like button up for me. And thank you to everyone that's new to this channel that's clicked subscribe. We're over 3,300 subscribers now, which is awesome. That's a really big achievement. So obviously the next target is 3,500, which means we only need 190 left, and then we hit that. So hopefully we can do that in the next couple of weeks. So just to clarify, I'm going to be doing a video like this, a live stream every Sunday night around the UK time of 6 to 7-ish, depending on what I'm doing with the family. You guys can jump in, tell me whatever it is you find interesting. We can talk about news in the Bitcoin community, the price of Bitcoin, what's going on, how Ethereum is performing. I'd love to hear your thoughts for that. So please do get in touch. That's it from me, guys. I'll see you on the next video from myself. Bye. We believe in you, Glenn. I believe in you, Raw Top Shot. So thank you for that, and I really do appreciate it. Bye.